Win was important, but is that your best performance under Ralph?
Yeah, probably first half as a team, I would say so. Yeah, I feel like we were still a little bit flat second half. For whatever reason, I don't know. We need to get that for a full 90 minutes, which I don't think we've had many times this year. But yeah, as I say, we're learning and adapting, and the game against Newcastle was difficult, so we have to bounce back from something like that. I think the manager said that we set a record for the most amount of turnovers in the league for a long time, so that message was clear: keep the ball better, forward passes more, all the rest of it, what the manager wants. So I feel like the first half was positive. Yeah.
He wanted more energy. In particular, what did you find in the first half?
Yeah, I feel like there was more energy, but goals help energy. Obviously, goals help energy. Obviously, if we bang 2 or 3 in against Newcastle in the first half, I feel like the whole team gets more energy. So, goals putting in the back of the net is so important. And for us, it's learning and adapting. I don't think we've been good enough over the course of the whole season, to be fair. So now it's time that we start really stepping up and doing much better. And the manager's so demanding, these coaching staff as well, that we have to. There's no other choice. We have to step up. You play for Man United. It's the only way.
Well, you started the ball rolling. First goal of the season. Have you been working on your shooting?
Yeah, obviously a lot of the times this season I've been a little bit deeper. Last season I could get to the box a little bit more and stuff like that. Today it was more, I was saying to Aaron, you stay, but yeah, I was struggling this morning before the game to actually play, to be fair, so managed to pull through.
What was up?
My right foot.
Oh, okay. It looked all right tonight.
After Newcastle, but no, I'm fine. Recovered well, so yeah, we've got another game in.
You got the one, you could have had 3.
Yeah, I know. Normally when it was the same against Leeds, I could have had 3 or 4 against Leeds, and obviously similar tonight, their goalkeeper made an amazing save for Cristiano's goal, and obviously the one in the second half was a great save as well. But no, as I say, we're all learning, we're all adapting. We play for Man United, we're dominant, and we need to get results, and that's simple.
The smiles are back. There were questions raised about the team spirit, about players arguing with each other at Newcastle. Was that a fair point?
Yeah, I wouldn't say so. I feel like the whole reason why the performance was disappointing against Newcastle was the turnovers. It was a simple
frustration.
I feel like off the ball against Newcastle we weren't as bad as what people are saying. Obviously body language is one thing, and the manager's completely come and cut that out, and he said he wants no more. So that's final. All the players are firmly taking that on board, and it's important that we do.
You're 4 points behind Arsenal now, who are 4th. You've got a game in hand. Is 4th the minimum?
Yeah, listen, obviously it's the old cliche, but new managers come in. It's different, we're adapting, we're learning. We don't want to look too far ahead. Obviously, it's such a cliche thing to say in football, but the next game against Wolves is more important than anything that we've got on our minds at the minute.
Nonetheless, it is a big boost in terms of Manchester United's top 4 hopes come May. But Scott McTominay there, getting 3 attempts on target. It's the most he's ever had in a game for Manchester United. Is that one thing that's missing from his game for you, Paul? Because he got on the score sheet today. Do you want to see more of that from him?
Yeah, I do. I think he's been... I mean, even last year was probably one of United's better players. I think with Fred, because they're kind of playing 2 holding, then you had Pogba, you had Fernandes, he wasn't really allowed to venture forward. Yeah. And this was always the problem. Does Ollie play a 1 holding with a 2 forward? I think today you saw the fact that the experience of Matic, who's played there for all his career, knows that holding position role and allows him to venture forward. And you've got to do that as a Man United player. Scholesy did it, Keane did it, Robson did it, all these great players did it. And I think that's something that's always been missing from his game. People say, well, he's still young, he's still learning. He's not, he's 25, 26 now. He should know what type of player he's going to be. If he can add goals like he did today, then he's going to be a very, very good player for United.
You noticed there was almost a similarity behind his attempts on goal today.
Everyone, yeah. Everyone was the same, sort of coming off the right-hand side, so the ball coming across. Side foot, you get a natural right to left bend on it. They almost got further and further out, and the level of difficulty got harder and harder. First one he put in, second one, brilliant effort, saved onto the post, and then, of course, the third one was well saved as well. So all of them made the keeper work, if they, of course, with the first one going in. So he was not just shooting, but he was accurate in his shooting. And as Paul says, if he can add that to his game as well, and maybe even get the licence to play a little bit further forward, we might see a different type of player.
Yeah, I think he's someone when... I mean, me and Michael were speaking about Harry Maguire and how I think his performance haven't been great this season. And, I said to Michael, maybe it might be a case of taking the armband away from Maguire and just letting him concentrate on his performances. And me and Michael were like, well, who would you give it to? Who would you give it to? I think that could be your answer, Michael. I think, with experience, if he keeps putting his performance, he could be one of those who could get the armband. I don't know what you think, but I know we spoke about it before the show.
Is he enough of a leader, though, when you've got the likes of Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo finally on the pitch?
They are leaders in a certain way, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that 100%, that's what they've been lacking for years now, real leaders. I mean, that last generation, I suppose, at the end of Paul's time, but then the Rio Ferdinands, the Scholesies, the Giggs, that was the last generation when I've looked at Manchester United and thought, oh, wow, 7, 8 real captains, real top players. Now you're sort of 1, 2, 3, make a case for him, maybe. There's no leadership really in the team as a whole.
Yeah.
And that was my question when we were talking about the armband. If Maguire doesn't have it, who do you give it to? Ronaldo for a year or so? Fernandes? I don't know. McTominay could develop into that type of player, actually.
Interesting. Well, let's have a look at that opening goal from United, from Scott McTominay, of course. And Scott McTominay struck.
Yeah, they did. I mean, it was a fantastic start from both sets of sides, not just Manchester United. Burnley had a few chances beforehand, but, it's important when you're playing a team like Burnley to get the first goal. And that's what they get. They get a little bit luckier. I think Ronaldo tries to play it for himself, but like a good midfield player, just backing things up, puts it in the back of the net. From a Burnley point of view, you've got to be disappointed. I mean, they've got 8 players in the box against Man United 2. Midfield players, where's the danger? Where's my midfield man? It's on the edge of the box. The distance between the two of them, can't get out. And once Westwood does get out, defend it. Sean Dyche's team's about throwing your body on the line and turn sideways. Look at this, from this angle, it's perfect. Turn sideways. If he goes square, that's not a goal, and Burnley are not 1-0 down.
Yeah, it's a very nice finish from McTominay. Very nice indeed. I mean, the ball comes when he actually uses his man to curl the ball around. And later on in the game, he does the same again.
Yeah. For 2-0, Jadon Sancho thought he got his first United League goal at Old Trafford. Dare I say, celebrations will be short-lived once he finds the deflection.
Oh, he'll know. He'll know. He knows exactly that wasn't going in. I mean, it's average play from Burnley, really, on this near side. No desire. They're getting in each other's way. They don't really run back fast enough, sort of ambling back, limping back, and Manchester United spring. Jadon Sancho, who's been pretty quiet, I think, in his Manchester United career so far, knocks a ball across and Ben Mee just gets a little toe end on it into the far corner. It's very unfortunate for Burnley, but do you know what? You make your own luck, and I think they've been really poor this half.
Yeah.
But to be fair, Michael, once a Sean Dyche team, once Sancho comes inside, a normal Ben Mee is doing what? He'll be throwing himself out, he'll be throwing his body on the line, just dangling a little leg out, as if like, I can't be bothered, And that's not a Sean Dyche's team. That's what worries me about him.
Yeah.
You mentioned Scott McTominay. He played a big part for the third goal for United.
He did, yeah. I mean, it was very similar in many ways to the first goal. The ball comes across, and just as the man's come in, he uses him to bend it round. Manchester United, nice switch of play. And then they feed it back across into the centre of the pitch, and he just again feeds it around his man. And do you know what? It looks like an easy finish, and it is for that man because he's a great player. But I think people watching, you don't have to smack the ball into the back of the net. If you hit this hard, you probably go over the body. He just kills the pace and knocks it into the net. But Paul again, Burnley defensively.
Exactly, Mike. We saw it in the first goal with Westwood. As Michael said, they switched to play really well, United. As a midfield player, I'm thinking, where's my man? Where's my man? Again, not there tight enough. Once he gets there, he's got to go all the way. He can't stop, and when you do stop, he turns his body. It's a wonderful strike. It's a great save from Hennessy, but if I'm Sean Dyche, I'll be looking at thinking those goals could have been prevented just by showing a bit more desire.
Yeah. Have Burnley given themselves a lifeline?
Yeah, they need to. I mean, I was looking at 5 or 6, and, I think obviously from a Man United point of view, they'll be really disappointed, and it's a great run at the start, but the tuck from Baye is horrendous. And to be fair, Lennon's got a lot to do. I'm not sure when Maguire's backing off. Maybe he's fighting off Lennon's pace, even though Lennon's probably about 40 nowadays. But he's backing off Maguire all the time. Instead of going to the ball, let Lennon commit himself. But he doesn't. He backs off, and to be fair, Mark, it's a wonderful finish, isn't it?
It is. It's a lovely finish. I mean, he takes, Maguire to one side and then cuts it back into the far corner. It's a beautiful finish, and he does everything absolutely perfectly. But again, from Manchester United's point of view, Baye's touch, just little things like that. It's just like, how can you have a touch that bounces off 6 yards? It really is poor. But fortunately for him, they were in a great position, 3-0 up, and they might be able to afford that mistake.
Is that more like it from Manchester United, or have Burnley given them a helping hand?
Yeah, let's not be fooled by that. This, as I said, a lot of goals could have been prevented. It was a kind of, when you play like you did against Newcastle, the team that you want to play at home is probably Burnley or Norwich. They've got Burnley, and you've seen from the first 45 minutes. United not exhilarating. I've not seen anything different apart from the fact they've got 2 or 3 goals. But, they need to be better than that to make sure that I think they're where they should be, that's for sure.
But it's a healthy...